All right, mortgage rates have dropped pretty significantly in the last week, and they are down a lot since last October where they kind of hit their peak. So you want to know if you should refinance. I am going to break down the easiest way to determine whether or not refinancing is a good choice. So right now, as you can see on this chart over here, interest rates, they're down to like 6% on a 30-year mortgage when they were up almost at 7.8%, nearly 8%. Just back in October. So interest rates have gone down significantly. So if you financed a house back then, you might want to take advantage of these big drops. So the question is, how do we determine that? So I'm going to show you on Excel so that you can do it yourself. I'm going to use the median home price, which right now is $412,000. So I'm going to kick over to Excel. Right here I have $412,000 and we financed 80% of it. That's if you put 20% down. If you had an annual interest rate of 7.75%, which is about where it would have been at the peak, you had a 30-year loan, 12 payments per year. Now, right now, that scheduled payment is $2,361.29. This does not include property insurance or property tax. So this is just principal and interest, which if you refinance, your insurance and your property tax is going to stay the same anyway, so it doesn't really matter for our analysis. Now, let's say you refinance, and we're going to refinance this loan down to 6%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this scheduled payment, this $2,361. I'm going to put it right over here. Let's see. We'll put it right there. Okay, that's what your current payment is. Now we're going to see what our new payment is if we change it to 6%, and then we're going to do a comparison of it. So, and I'm actually going to copy this total interest paid right here because that's another analysis that I like to do is, okay, over the life of the loan, if I kept this loan for the full 30 years, I would be paying $520,000 in interest, which is an insane amount. That's super, super high. So I'm going to compare my total interest paid as well. Now let's drop it to 6%. And if you could go and qualify for 6% right now. Now this drops it, that payment goes to $1,976. So if you take, the $2,300 that it used to be, I'm going to take that minus this $1,976. So you're going to save $385 a month. And the total interest paid, look at that. It dropped an insane amount. It dropped by $138,000. So that is a huge chunk of change. Now, another thing that I like to do, this is where I really determine whether or not I should refinance. I calculate what's called a payback period. Now, say I have closing costs of $3,000. Closing costs will be like, I'm going to have to pay, maybe you have to pay for another appraisal. You're going to have to pay for title insurance. You may have to pay for, the title company to record everything. So say you have $3,000 to get this new loan that you're going to have to pay. I take that closing cost and I say, okay, how many months is it going to take for me to get that money back? Because if I'm going to pay $3,000 to refinance, I want to be able to make my money back quickly. And, one way to make your money back is by saving a bunch of money, because there's always two ways to make money in this world. You can either increase your revenue or decrease your expenses. When you refinance, you'd be decreasing your monthly expense. So I'm going to take that $3,000 and I'm going to divide it by the amount of money that I save by refinancing it every single month. And so in this example, if you're going to 8 months, 7.7 months, and you're going to make the money back from your closing costs because you're saving $385 every single month. So in this instance, 100%, it would be a smart move to refinance because your payback period is significant. Now, if you did this same analysis and, you're only going to be saving $30 a month, well, at that point, it might not be worth it because you're going to be spending $3,000 just to save $30 a month, which could take you years to get that payback period, right? So that's one analysis. And then I like to see this total interest as well. and make sure that, what I am saving is significant enough that I want to go for it and actually refinance. One way that this could come into play is this total interest paid is, say I've already lived in this loan for 10 years, and so I've already paid a huge chunk of this. Then if I go and refinance, when I refinance, it's not like my new loan is only going to be 20 years unless you choose to go for a 20-year loan. But it's going to extend that loan back to 30 years again. So take that into account. Obviously, you got to recognize that anytime you refinance, it starts the loan over again, and it'll start back where you have 30 years to pay off this loan. Now, one way that I combat this, and it's really simple, is if you are used to paying, this $2,361 for your mortgage, and you're saving $385 by refinancing it, you can just take that $385 and put it onto your new loan and just do it as an optional extra payment. And now watch this. This will be crazy. So I'm actually going to kick this over this time. I'm going to say, okay, $381,000. That's what the new loan, that'll be my total interest paid. Now, if I take this $385 and I'm going to make an additional extra payment every single month of $385.18, now watch the total interest. It's going to go down pretty significantly. Yeah, it drops to $237,000. So at that point, you are saving total interest $144,000. Now, another cool thing is this will be the actual number of payments right here in Excel. You can take that 241 and say, I'm going to divide it by 12, because you'll make 12 monthly payments a year. Now, you will pay off your mortgage in 20 years rather than in 30 years if you just keep that same mortgage payment after you refinance. Because if you're already used to it, you're already budgeted that. I mean, I get if you have credit card debt, maybe that $385 could go to be paying off higher interest loans, which would be a smart move. But if you don't have any of those things, so you don't have a car loan, you don't have credit cards, you could take that money and put it here on this loan and pay off this loan significantly quicker, and you'd be out a mortgage. You may say, oh, well, I could also just take that $380 and go invest it in the stock market and have a greater rate of return. And that's, yes, I agree with you. Mathematically, that does make sense if you can go and get that higher rate of return rather than just paying off, a 6% loan on your mortgage. Now, the real question for me is, if you have a high interest rate and it's dropped, say you were in the 7.5 and it's dropped down to 6%, yes, it is for sure going to be worth refinancing. You can do this analysis yourself. You can pull open Excel. The cool thing is it's just in a template. But my question is how much further is it going to drop? Because if you refinance now, and say in 6 months it drops to 5.5%, if you refinance now and then 6 months later it drops again and you're like, oh, should I refinance again? Well, then you're going to have closing costs twice. So this is where it kind of it's going to be a little bit subjective. Who knows how quickly things will change? But right here, Yahoo Finance says, why mortgage rates will probably keep falling before the Fed even cuts rates. So the Federal Reserve is set to cut rates. They're signaling that they're going to cut rates in September, and then they're signaling as well that they're going to cut rates 4 different times in 2025. Now, mortgage rates aren't directly connected to the Fed's rates, but it does have an impact. If we continue to see rate drops, then it might be worth waiting until you see more significant rate cuts to go and refinance. Now, if I was sitting at 7.7 or 7.5 and it dropped to 6%, I would be very tempted to refinance. Now, if I was at 6.5% and it dropped to 6%, maybe I'd be a little less tempted because I don't think the monthly savings would be as big. And I might be just more patient and wait until rates drop more to refinance. In a perfect world, I'd like to see rates drop even more, and I do think they will in the future, just because housing has become extremely unaffordable for most Americans to buy their own home. That's why we see a lot of rentals. So you're gonna have to decide how much is worth it. Now, if $385 a month is worth it, then like go for it. That makes sense. You can actually, if it drops to 5%, you could refinance again. Granted, you'd have closing costs again, but if you do it with a good analysis and determine that it's going to make a payback period be very quick, then it still may be worth it to refinance at that point. Now, if you guys have any questions on how I did this in Excel, how you can do this yourself, please hit me up in the comment section. I wish you luck in all of your financial endeavors, and we'll talk to you guys next time.